Hello! My second video in a row where I have 2 weeks in between my last video, and also I'm not doing it from a cool location. Once again, my apartment in Chiang Mai. But I have lots to say this week. So, hi, Sarah. For those of y'all who haven't watched, I am on a year traveling called Remote Year. And every month I'm living in a different country, working remotely while I do it. I'm in my 5th month. I'm in my 5th month right now, the middle of my 5th month. So that means what? So 4, 16, 17, maybe it's like the end of the 22nd and 23rd weeks right now. Whoa, that's crazy. Yeah, I think that might be right. And I'm in Chiang Mai, Thailand. Thailand's amazing. I love it. And I'm doing a video at the end of every week for the most part, every week, every other week-ish, to talk a little bit about what I'm doing, because some of the things are cool, but honestly, most to talk about what I'm thinking, how I'm changing over the year, and what's on my mind, because I feel like travel is a huge way to expand your perspective and your thinking. And honestly, just doing anything hard and challenging that puts you out of your comfort zone has always been the thing that leads me to the most personal growth. And so coming into Remote Year, I just had a guess that I would evolve in my thinking in a lot of things, and that's why I'm doing this. So today, I just want to talk about actually maybe the biggest thing that I think, the biggest shift in my mindset that I've been thinking about since I came on Remote Year. And that is my whole adult life. I've always had this feeling of like of unsettledness, maybe. People who know me, I move a lot. So I graduated school, I took a job where you physically moved states every 6 months. So in my first 2 years, I lived in 4 different places across the US. After that, I moved again because I wanted to another city. After that, I moved again because I wanted to another city. So within 6 years, I had probably lived in 6 different states, 8 different apartments, something crazy, like what other people would say, something crazy like that. And I've also always had the same feeling with my job. I've changed jobs a lot. The reason the first job felt really interesting to me was because I knew I'd be changing projects every 6 months, and I knew I would love that. And then when I stopped doing that, I changed complete jobs, went to a new company. After that, went to a new company again, went to a new company again. And I've honestly always had this feeling that something's wrong with me. I've always been like, first of all, with jobs, like, what's wrong with me? Why do I get bored within 6 months, 12 months, whatever it is? Like, when am I going to find that dream job, that perfect job where I'm happy forever? And then geographically, I've had the exact same thought. What's wrong with me? All my friends want to settle down. I'm 30 now. Everyone's settling down. I'm supposed to be buying a house right now. What's wrong with me that I get excited about the prospect of moving to a new city, and that I'm always thinking about wanting to do that. And then I came on Remote Year, where the structure of the program, the nature of the program is you move every 4 weeks. And honestly, like, everyone keeps asking me, is it hard? Are you homesick? And the answer is no. Like, for me, it's not hard. Yes, there are elements about it that are hard, but the structure of it, I'm homesick. I miss my friends. I miss my family. I love them, but I'm not homesick. I don't miss my home. I don't miss having a home. Someone even asked me today, is it hard, like, that you don't have a home? Because I joke about it. Like, it's not. This is the first time I have ever felt at peace with the way my life is structured. I love the feeling of knowing that in 4 weeks I'm packing my suitcase again and going somewhere I've never been before. When we get on an airplane, like, I can't explain to you the feeling, like, stepping into an airport. I love it. Flying does not stress me out. It gets me excited. And I used to be like, well, there must be something wrong with you. You must be running from something. You must have a fear of commitment. Like, what if there's nothing wrong with me? What if this is just a piece of me, and instead of trying to fight it, I can integrate it into my life. And this is just a part of my lifestyle. And does that mean I think I'm going to be moving countries every month, moving for the rest of my life? No. But maybe I don't have to force myself to pick one single city to call my home. Maybe I don't need to hold this standard of buying property to decorate, buy furniture for, make your primary home. Maybe that's not how I have to like judge success by a certain age. Like, I just can't explain the feeling of calm and peace that comes when you finally feel like you're living in a way that's aligned with how you feel inside. And so that's like the first thought on my mind, which is how cool that I took a risk. I had no idea how it was going to end up. I tried something new, and it's taught me that maybe there's a different way to live my life that might not be normal to other people, but I literally don't care at all because it brings a feeling that's so much better internally than what other people's acceptance brings. Other people's acceptance, understanding, like, that does not bring this type of happiness. That living in a way that I just know matches me does. And I think it also applies to work. And I actually started realizing this part maybe 3 years ago or so, but I'm only now putting it into words and kind of making sure I live by these rules, which is 3 years ago, I took this program as a student called Alt MBA, where I added an additional 20 hours, maybe even more, of work to my work week outside of my job. For like 4 to 5 weeks, I took this workshop as a student. And like, I loved it. It brought me so much inspiration. And then I started coaching for them. It was the first time I ever had a job. It was the first time I ever had a job on top of my job, like a side job. And I felt like for the first time that I had a life that didn't center around a job. I just had my life, and I picked to different ways to spend my time of my life. And since then, I've been building and building, and now I realize this is also, oh my gosh, this is so annoying. Sorry, guys. And now I realize that's also part of me. Like, there's not something wrong with me that I get bored at work. I am just someone who, I don't want to have I don't want to be living in one single place. I don't want to have one single project, one single job. I want to have multiple. And that doesn't mean I can't have a job, a normal job, and be great at it. So what I do instead now, what I've been doing on remote year, is structuring all these projects. Every project gives me a different piece that makes me happy. I have my more traditional full-time job that challenges me intellectually. It challenges me as a leader. It challenges me at communicating and working with people, and I love the work I do there. But on top of it, I'm coaching again, and that challenges me in a totally different way. It brings this empathetic, one-on-one, personal relationship building with people. And that's cool. I now also do these videos, which it doesn't pay me, but it's still a type of work, and these help me find my voice. And I'm also now starting working on a side project with my sister. Maybe I don't care that no one might use the side project we're building, because it's not for that. It's like for me expressing my creativity. And so I think this year has so far for me just been about realizing that the number one key to life for me is doing things, pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, trying new things, and like doing all these things to understand what matters to you and to learn yourself. Like, I feel like the last 10 years has solely been about better understanding myself. Now that I've tried all these things, I have so many experiences to pull from to know what I liked, like what felt right about each and what felt wrong. And now this phase of my life is about structuring my life in accordance to those things and looking at it from a lens of possibility. Like, I can live my life in any way that I want. And this is given, 6 months on remote year has given me a taste of how good it feels when you do that. So now it's like there's no turning back. Like, it doesn't mean it's easy when I talk to people and they still like can't wrap their head around what I'm doing or why I'm doing it or why people allow me to do it or why it's okay. But that's okay. Like, I'm not living my life for them. And I know the reward is the feeling you get when you're living your life in alignment with yourself. And so I think that's what this year has been about, giving me a taste of what it can feel like for the rest of your life when you just get really good at listening to your own voice and really good about proactively and intentionally saying yes to things that align with your own voice, saying no to things that don't, and also constantly refining your voice and understanding how you change over time as well. I think there's going to be more learnings here, like what can I do with this new perspective? Where do I go from here? It doesn't change what I'm going to do day to day, because it's right now my day to day is working really well for me. I've never felt so, like I said, just at peace. But I think that's why I was talking to my friend a couple days ago who I hadn't talked to since before I left for remote year. And he asked me how I think I've changed, and I said a few things, and I asked him, I was like, do I seem different? Have I changed to you? And he described it as, you seem like you have this shield, this protective shield now, where things might come at you from life, as they always do, but you're you. They don't impact you. They just bounce off that shield. It doesn't mean you're not connected to the world, and it doesn't mean you can't have connections with people, and it doesn't mean you're shielding yourself from everything. But I think it was a great way of describing it, because the little things and people's opinions and all of these things, they just kind of bounce right off, and they can't impact you as much when you just know in your heart of hearts that what you're doing is right for you, and you surround yourself with people who are supportive of that. So I honestly don't even know what week this is the end of. I'll find it out for my title of my video. But all you need to know is this is the end of my second week in Chiang Mai, Thailand. And actually starting on Wednesday, in a couple days, I'm gonna go off and start a month of traveling on my own through Thailand, potentially through Myanmar. I'm gonna visit a friend in Hong Kong, Japan. So you'll see me on the road there. I'll do more videos. And I think you'll probably just hear more about this topic as I continue to explore it. Thanks for listening.